on the shelf, cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. But I haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. But I haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. I know you like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18, that God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's the problem. You don't like money so much, you have to go to work. Yeah, I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. Cortez.
Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur and life insurance agent, coming to you live and direct from the BossUp 1000 studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, if you are still delaying and hesitating and Jeffing, tiptoeing through the tulips and have not gotten with someone in BossUp 1000, guys, you're missing an opportunity to take advantage of a very, 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 very special promotion that we are having here with the Black Wealth Movement, where you can actually partner with us for just $9.95. What does that $9.95 get you? Get you a business in the financial education space. You literally have your own financial education franchise. We will then teach you all the things you need to know about entrepreneurship and building a business. We will teach you tax minimization strategies, how to create a tax deductible lifestyle. Because you will save money in taxes, we will then teach you how to use that money to get out of debt. Yes, debt is literally killing us. Once you get out of debt, you will find yourself with extra money that you can use to then start investing. While we're doing that, you can go through our smart money system, which is a do-it-yourself credit restoration program, so you can get a 750 credit score or better. Yes, we're not playing, man. We want you guys to win financially, and some things that you just absolutely have to understand in order to get that done. And then finally, since we're going to help you free up the money to invest, then we're going to give you some investment education as well, so you can learn how to invest, how investments work, where to go and get the best investments, and really make your money grow, so we can start building multi-generational wealth. I tell you guys all the time, I have a 1,000-year game plan. Yes, 1,000 years from now, folks are still going to be talking about H. Cortez and his descendants and what he put into place and how he impacted this here earth. Yes, that is right, and I'm not afraid to say it. Guys, do me a huge favor. If you're checking this out on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed already. And then when the show is over, make sure you copy the link to today's show, share it on your favorite social media timeline, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, wherever it is that you like to share stuff. Share the link to this show as well. Facebook family, please, please, please share the stream, because as you know, I'm not on my regular profile. They got your man locked up in Facebook jail. So I'm on my wife's account, you know, because the show must go on. So go ahead and hit the share button for me, please, so that our regular folks can find the stream. Maybe if you guys share it, they'll see it on your timeline. I've shared it to mine as well as Financial Health Mentor page. But I know people will be looking for the show in the morning. And this is the second stint that I've done in Facebook jail, and I had to, you know, kind of readjust and get off to some other profiles. So go ahead and hit the share button. Also, hit the likes, comments, and the thumbs up, because on this profile, the edge rank is really low because my wife rarely posts. So when you do that, if we have to continue to show on this page, then it will help get the show out to more and more people. So please, please, please do that for me. Give me a like, thumbs up, so we can increase the edge rank on this page, so the show gets out to more and more people. Today's show is also brought to you by Monetize My Life Academy, guys. If you are building a business of any kind and you are not focused on building a brand, I will tell you bluntly, you're not building a sustainable business. See, it's the brand that stays. See, a lot of us focus a lot of the time on the products and services, but products and services go, some are trendy, some fade out, but it's the brand that stays. See, think about all the companies that you know that switch out brands, switch out products and services all the time. Don't matter, right? You guys remember when Hardee's used to sell chicken? There was a time Hardee's, you can go get an 8-piece and 4 biscuits from Hardee's, right? The chicken went away. Hardee's no longer sells chicken, right? They sell chicken strips, but they no longer sell chicken. But the brand is still here. You can still go to Hardee's and get some good food, right? So I want you guys to be focusing on building your brand. Monetize My Life Academy will help you do that. It is all things branding and marketing, everything the solopreneur needs to explode their brand and 10x their business, all for just $20 a month until the end of the year. Then the price doubles to $40 a month for 2018. So all you have to do is go to monetizemylifeacademy.com, enter coupon code ONLY, $20. That's capital ONLY, all caps, $20, and you'll be able to get that amazing deal. And even if you don't want the deal, go over to monetizemylifeacademy.com and grab the free ebook. So today we're talking about Black folks bossing up for 2018. Dear Black folks, it's time to cut the BS so you can boss up for 2018. And here's how we're going to do that. First thing you have to do is understand that when I read Myron Golden's From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, he basically gave a 2-sentence formula for building wealth. And I can give you these 2 sentences and the show could be over, right? Sentence number 1, find out what wealthy people are doing and do that. Say, Cortez, how can I find out what wealthy people are doing? Grab a book like this, The Black Billionaires Club, right, by E.R.G.J. Grab a book like this. It's a study of wealthy people, the 12 richest Black people on the planet right now. So grab a book like this to find out what wealthy people are doing and do that. That's the first sentence, first part. If you're going to build wealth, you find out what wealthy people are doing and do that. Second sentence, find out what poor and broke people are doing and stop doing that and never do that. You guys get it? Find out what wealthy people are doing and do that. Find out what poor and broke people are doing and stop doing that if you are, or never do what they are doing. Now that's it. That's it. That's the formula. Now, I get that some people don't understand how to execute some of the steps that wealthy people are doing. So I'll do that. And then some of us don't know some of the poor habits that we have based on having a broke mentality. So I'm going to give you some of the poor habits that we need to stop doing. And I'm going to give you some of the things that wealthy people are doing. And then I'm going to give you some anecdotes on how you can implement those things in your life. Is that cool? You guys agree with those 2 sentences? Find out what wealthy people are doing. Start doing that. Find out what poor and broke people are doing and stop doing that or never do that. It's really that simple, y'all. It's really that simple. So let's get into it. So first thing Black people have to stop doing if they're going to boss up for 2018 is you just flat out have to stop the BS. Everybody put in the chat for me real quick. Stop the BS. Because that's for us, we got all the other elements to build wealth, right? We're just BSing too much. We have everything that we need to build wealth. We are literally just BSing too much. So put in the comments, stop the BS. What do you mean when I say stop the BS? Guys, all life is time. I'm going to say that again because some of y'all don't get it. All life is time. That's all life is. It's time. You got a finite amount of time you're going to be on this earth and you're filling it with stuff. It's unfortunate that too many people are filling it with a bunch of BS. So the first thing that you're going to stop, if you're trying to do what wealthy people do and stop doing what poor and broke people do, wealthy people don't have BS conversations. Now that I understand that all life is time, and if I'm going to, what's up, Hatch? And if I'm going to do what wealthy people do, one of the first things that I notice is that wealthy people don't have BS conversations. How many times have you spent around somebody for 20, 30, 45 minutes and the whole conversation was BS? You're around at the family reunion and you got money on your mind and you're kicking it with folks and the whole entire conversation is BS. Who's the best, Kobe or LeBron? Look at LeBron's stats. Look at Kobe's stats. Who's the best, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers? The whole conversation is BS. Wealthy people don't have BS conversations. They do not have BS conversations. When a wealthy person is talking or when they are listening, they are putting themselves in environments where if they're talking, they're giving nuggets to someone who's going to appreciate them. Or when they're listening to someone who makes more money than them and they're soaking up nuggets. Broke people are always talking about they want to be wealthy, but all they ever do is hang around other broke people. It's the number 2 thing. Stop hanging around with people who are full of BS. If you're hanging around with people full of BS, then that's all you're going to get is BS conversations. Period. That's it. When people are full of it, right? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So when you're full of BS and your mouth starts to move, what's coming out of it? BS. So you got to stop hanging around people who all they do is BS with their time. Right? All they do is shuck and jive, laugh and joke, play. One of my favorite memes of all times that I've seen on Facebook says, if you woke up broke, you had no business going to sleep in the first place. That's one of my favorite all-time memes. It said, if you woke up broke, you had no business going to sleep in the first place. And I love that because I try to live like that. It's like, listen, I got no time to be sleeping. I've got no time to be doing a whole lot of stuff. So you got to stop BS conversations. You got to get around big thinkers. You got to get around people who literally are going to stretch your mindset, stretch the way that you think, stretch you. You've got to get around people like that. And period. You got to stop. There go Facebook with the BS, right? Facebook is BSing because they don't want y'all to stop y'all BSing. Because if you stopped your BSing, chances are you wouldn't be on Facebook so much unless you're on here like me trying to make some money, right? So stop hanging around with people who all they do with their time is BS because they're gonna get you to BS your time. Stop it. Stop it, right? And then if you woke up broke, you had no business going to sleep in the first place. Black people, we spend too much time with BS activities. We spend too much time with BS activities, activities that do not help us become wealthy if that's what we say we want, right? So for instance, I'm a youth basketball coach and trainer. I love to play the game of basketball, good exercise for me. But when I tell you I haven't picked up a ball in about 2 years, I haven't picked up a ball in about 2 years. Getting a little flabby. I was in the mirror the other day and I turned a certain way and I had to call my wife. I said, babe, would you come here for a second? She's like, come here for what? I said, come on, I want you to look at something. Look at something. She's like, look at what? I said, you see that? She's talking about, see what? I said, babe, I got back fat. I got back fat. See, I haven't had time to be in the gym playing ball because right now being in the gym playing ball don't pay me. and I'm trying to build this billion-dollar empire. See, I know people who play ball, they play softball, they play kickball. They're doing a lot of activities that take up a lot of their time, but they say they want to be wealthy. Wealthy people spend 80% of their time on income-producing activities. Wealthy people spend 80% of their time on income-producing activities. Right? They don't have time to be jeffing around, man. Right? They don't. They're focused on their money. They're focused on managing their business systems. They're focusing on managing the people who run their businesses. That's what wealthy people are focused on, man. They're focused on their vision, where they're going in the future. Ain't got time to be playing no softball, man. Ain't got time to be playing no pickup 3-on-3. I'm trying to do something. And best believe when my money is way right, I'm probably going to live in the gym. Right? I'm probably going to live in the gym. Ron says, what are your thoughts on the fitness health industry as a business opportunity? I think it is great because it is an evergreen industry. See, if you're going to do anything business-wise, there's two types of industry. There's the trendy industries, and then there's the evergreen industries. Evergreen are those industries that's always going to be around. They're never going to feed you healthy food. They're never going to produce healthy food in abundance. So you're always going to have people who are sick and trying to get well. So that industry is going to be around forever. In fact, if you want to lead into something that, go to longevity.joincorteznow.com. I partner with Dr. Wallach, man, in Longevity for health and nutrition products. And then I'm a youth basketball coach and trainer, so I do athletic training. So I am in that space, right? So you got to stop the BS. You got to stop BS conversations. Whenever somebody is around you and all they want to do is talk about sports, and you want to talk about the stock market and they talk about that's too complicated, dude, if you can read a stat sheet, you can read the NASDAQ ticker. If you can read a stat sheet, then you can break down stats of a company that you probably should be investing in. Does that make sense? If you can memorize stats and facts about a particular player all the way back to their college days, then you can memorize stats and facts about investments, about real estate, about any of that stuff, man. But you gotta have time. You gotta get away from those who BS. I've got a very, very low tolerance for BS. And my wife laughs at me because when those BS conversations starts to take place, she says, Cortez, there's a certain glaze that comes over your eyes. There's a certain look that comes over you, right? Because I literally go into a trance when I hear BS. I kind of put on my BS force field when I start hearing BS. It's like because sometimes you're around BS and you have to be around, at family functions, and there's nowhere you can escape. But she says, Cortez, it's so funny that when the BS conversation starts, you get this look in your eyes and this glaze, this thing goes over your face. I say, yeah, baby, I'm in my BS force field, right? Because I'm not trying to hear it. Fourth thing, you got to stop consuming BS. So it's one thing for someone to be talking to you and shooting the breeze and kicking BS to you, but then some of us actually pay money to consume BS. Funniest thing ever. You pay money to consume BS, but you won't pay money to learn how to become wealthy. Funniest thing ever, Dre. You pay money to consume BS. You pay the cable bill, you pay to go to a movie, you pay to go to concerts, but you pay money to consume BS, but you want me to teach you how to build wealth for free. I will tell you something. Even if you don't pay for someone to teach you how to build wealth, if you just stop paying to consume BS, by default, you're better off financially. Just by stopping, even if you never took the money and bought any financial literacy, bought any programs to help you build, just by stopping paying for consuming BS, you're better off financially. So we've got to get to a place where we just stop, cut out the BS, just period, right? How can we then boss up for 2018? We've got to get away from this illusion of equating fame with success. We got to get away from the illusion of equating fame with financial success. See, one of the things that you can do right now, everybody listening to the sound of my voice can start building wealth right now. Cortez, I don't have no money. How am I going to build wealth? You don't need money to build wealth. One of the things that I'm really good at is teaching people how to build wealth from scratch. How does it work if you're going to build wealth from scratch? First thing that you need to do is you need to identify the ingredients that you already have. See, I grew up in, I was born in the South, grew up in Mississippi, grew up in St. Louis with my mom who was on welfare. And we didn't have a whole lot. But one thing that she did growing up under my great grandmother in the South, she understood how to create from scratch. See, we are the most creative people on the planet, but we've been tricked into selling and farming out our talents instead of learning to create from scratch. What does a good cook know how to do when they build a meal from scratch? They take a cupboard that looks like it's empty, and all that's in there is some flour, maybe a little bit of vegetable oil, maybe some beans, some rice, maybe a ham hock or two, and you're thinking to yourself, as somebody who's used to fast food and big smorgasbords, you're like, man, how we don't have anything to eat. And then a person like me can come into the cabinet and I said, man, I see 2 cans of corn. I see a ½ pound of ground beef. I see some flour. I know we got water. We got just a little bit of milk. There's a bag of rice in there. There's some beans. There's 2 slabs of bacon left. I can put all of that stuff together and make a 7-course meal. When you know how to build from scratch. So I teach people how to build wealth from scratch. All that is required to build wealth from scratch is first, you take an inventory of the ingredients that you possess right now. Right now, you've got everything you need to start building wealth right now. How do I know? Because I know my creator, and I know my creator gave every single person walking this earth a special gift or talent. See, we've got to get to the place where we start to own our talents and gifts. We got to say, forget the fame, right? Right now, so many people are trying to go after fame with their gifts and talents and not knowing if you just owned your gifts and talents, you can make enough money to be financially stable. You won't be famous, right? So let me give you an example. Some of your favorite rapper, right? Built up all of this buzz in the streets. Built up so much buzz in the streets that if he wanted to, he could sell 50,000 copies of his mixtape out of his trunk for $10 a piece. And that will profit him, he will create $500,000 in revenue. It only costs 10 grand to press 50,000 CDs. So he could literally profit 450 grand, 10 grand to press the CDs, another 40 grand on marketing, doing shows and travel and all that kind of stuff. He could profit 450 grand. But you know what that guy does? Because we've been bamboozled with equating fame and success, he would sell himself and his talents and his gifts to someone for $1 million advance a $2 million advance, and he's going to net out of that $2 million advance about 100 grand. But he's famous. You guys see the power in owning our gifts and talents? Could have owned it, could have distributed it himself, could have marketed himself, could have made 490 grand, 450 grand. But instead, sold his talent, sold ownership to that which he produced, that which he created, to net 100 grand and a little bit of fame. So when I tell you, you have it in you to build wealth from scratch, you absolutely do. You can start building right now with what you have. Everybody has some sort of gift, talent, or special ability that they could start a business with right now. Right now. Go to GoDaddy, spend your 15 bucks, get you a domain name. I'm the ish at this.com. Whatever you're the ish at, whatever you're good at. I'm the ish at this.com. Now you're in business. Weebly, Wix, you can build your website for free. Get you started. Use your social media account. Let everybody on the world know what you're good at. Hey, I'm good at this. This is what I do. These are the results I can get for you. And this is how much it's going to cost you. And you're in business. There's only 4 ways to acquire wealth in this country. You can buy it, build it, steal it, or inherit it. You're not in line for no inheritance. We got enough people filling up the prison, so don't go out and steal it. You could buy it, but you refuse to learn about how to properly invest your money, so you're scared to buy it. So the only choice for Black people is to build it from scratch. To build it from scratch. I'm doing that right now. I'm building businesses from scratch right now. And every single month, those businesses become more and more profitable. Every month. Every month. So you can take your gifts and your talents and you create a business and you bet on you. Now, say Cortez, I work a full-time job. I started my business when I was working a full-time job too. But here's the benefit of starting a business while you're working in your job. Did you know that if you start a business while you're working your job, you can have your job withhold less taxes from your paycheck, in essence, give yourself a pay raise? $200 to $600 per month. More of your money could be staying in your pocket to help you fund your business, to help you get out of debt, to help you fix your credit so you can get lines of credit to grow and scale your business. So you got to understand, what was our 2 sentences in order to get to where we need to be? Sentence number 1, find out what wealthy people are doing and do that. What do wealthy people do? Wealthy people build businesses. They build business systems. Bet on you, man. Take your gifts, your talents, the same thing. And some of us are saying, Cortez, ain't nobody gonna pay me for what I do. Why do you get paid at your job? You get paid at your job for what you do. So don't tell me nobody's going to pay you for what you do. Somebody is paying you for what you do. They're just paying you pennies on a dollar. Take your gifts, your talents. You're saying, Cortez, nobody will pay me for what I do. I love to cook. Nobody's going to pay me for that. If you look across the landscape of the food industry, you're going to tell me that nobody's paying people for cooking? Are you kidding me? Cortez, I'm a volunteer coach. all I know is sports. You look at places like Velocity Sports. You look at the people who train Steph Curry and LeBron James and those guys. They are making thousands of dollars per hour. So you're telling me that you can't transform your gift into a business, your gift for working with kids, your gift for training, your gift for teaching your sport. You can't turn that into a business. If they can make thousands per hour, you can't make 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 an hour? Are you kidding me? You got to get away from this mentality that the only place I can derive an income from is a job. Build you a business based on the things that you know, the things that you are passionate about. Things that you know, things that you are passionate about. Take your gifts, your talents, or your know-how. I can teach you how to package and present that stuff to the marketplace, and people will start paying you because they're already paying you. They're already paying other people to do the same thing. They're already paying people to do the exact same thing. Right? One of our problems is we like to show out. See, in order for Black people to boss up in 2018, we got to get out of this mentality that we're stunting, that we're showing out, that everybody's got to see what we're doing. No, man. Let's get out of that. Do not be afraid to start small. Some of us think that this business thing has to pop up like a Walmart and have 1 million employees and tens of millions of customers around the world. No, man. Start your business, get you one customer. Steve Harvey does this thing, man, where he calls it the power of 10. And I got a little short clip on my Facebook fan page if you want to go check it out. It's called the power of 10. Right? And he just says, man, whatever you're good at, do that and put yourself in a position to make your first $10 at it. Because if you can make $10 at something, then you can scale up, do 10 times the effort, and make $100 from doing that same thing. Make $100 from doing that same thing. And guess what? If you can make $100 doing that thing, then you can scale up, put in 10 times the effort that it took you to make $100, and you can make $1,000 doing that thing. Doing that same thing. Right? And you guys see where I'm going with that. If you can make $1,000 at a thing, doing something you love to do, something that you're passionate about, something that you know very well, then put in 10 times the effort and make $10,000 doing that what you love. If you make 10,000, you can make 100,000. You can make 100,000, you can make 1 million. You can make 1 million, you can make 10 million. If you make 10 million, you can make 100 million. But so many people try to make 1 million first. And when they fail miserably, because you will, trying to make 1 million first out the gate, you're going to fail miserably at that. When they fail miserably, they give up and they say entrepreneurship sucks and they never try again. But if you start small and scale from there and test it out, see if you even got the entrepreneurial bug, start small. We are the only people on the planet that despise humble beginnings. We forget when Walmart was a 5 and dime store in a hole in the wall in Bentonville, Arkansas. Little 5 and dime store, man. A lot of the grocery store chains started as little fruit stands, man. Guys, getting it? Take your gifts and your talents, right? I was in the car the other day. My son's coming back from a basketball game, man. They had a tough loss. They lost by 20-something points. So I'm with my mom. And just so that you guys understand where I get this stuff from, I'm with my mom. Right? And the most optimistic person in the planet, and I'm number 2. So she says, I want y'all to hear something. So she cues up some Miles Monroe on leadership, right? Because she's already thinking, okay, I see what we can do to help my son become a better ball player. And my son, my two sons and two other players that play on their high school team with them. She queued up some Miles Monroe, right? And one of the things that I was just talking to my son the other day, and he's a senior on the team, but he's like me, mild-mannered, quiet. He leads his team in a different way. But because he doesn't lead his team by yelling at his players, his coaches is begging him to become a leader. He said, man, you don't know, Dad, that we study leadership. And he said, leaders are temperate. And that was one of the things that Miles Monroe said on the day. So that let me know, even though he was really mad about losing that game, he was listening. See, what are you doing to put your children in the right frame of mind that they're going to experience growth all the time? So he was listening. He said, man, leaders are temperate. And then he said another thing that stuck out with him. He said, Dr. Miles Monroe said, everybody is a leader, but you're not put here to lead people. You're here to lead your gifts. I want y'all to understand something. Everybody on this call is a leader, but you're not here to lead people. You're here to lead your gifts. What are you doing with your gifts? What are you doing with your gift? See, everything that you see in me was given to me by God. What I do with it is my gift back to him. All of these talents and special abilities, I didn't deserve this stuff. God showed me favor and he gave me these gifts and talents and this special ability. My gift back to him is what I do with them. How are you leading your gifts today? Are you just following them out to a job, taking what they give you? Or do you want to do something special with those special gifts that God has given you? See, we have it in us to build wealth. We can boss up for 2018, but we got to stop the BS. We got to stop the BS. The only thing that I really don't miss out on is my son's basketball games. But if they were here, they will tell you, Dad ain't trying to drop us off at no friend's party. He ain't trying to do none of that stuff because he's grinding. And even when I'm at the basketball games, I'm building my digital media company, All Amateur Sports Network. I take the games, create mixtapes, and then the kids come to me and say, Mr. Thornton, can I buy the mixtape? Absolutely. So even when I'm at the games, I figured out how to get paid for watching my sons play basketball. You got some special gifts and some special talents. It's time to cut out the BS and learn how you can package and present those special gifts to the marketplace and become a freaking boss. %90 of my lifestyle is a tax write-off. Y'all ain't hearing me? 90% of my lifestyle is a tax write-off. The clothes that I buy have my branding on it so I can write them off. That's going to save me money. I take the money I save, I get out of debt. When I get out of debt, that's going to free up more money for me to pour into my business to scale them up to grow on. But we got to stop the BS, y'all. Right? 10 things that keep broke people broke. I think I got 9 out of the 10, right? This was a me and my girl Brandy shared with me. Too much TV. See, wealthy people value education over entertainment. Wealthy people value education over entertainment. And the time that they are using entertainment, they're using that to close a client so they can make more money. So they might have box seats at the stadium, at the arena, so they can smooth clients to extract money from the marketplace. But we watching too much TV, y'all. We got to stop the BS. You don't save. Drowning in debt. Hang with the wrong crowd. Listen, man, when I want y'all to get something. I'm so serious, man. I study wealthy people. I study wealthy people, man. And do you realize that there are people on this planet in my space of marketing, branding, website development, online businesses and things like that. There are people on this planet that have had $1 million days. I want y'all to get something. So when it says you don't hang around the wrong people, there are people who are in business who have $1 million days. And I'm not talking about Nike. Nike have $1 million, $20 million day just with shoe sales because they do limited stuff. I'm talking about people like me and you. $1 million days, right? The guy who created ClickFunnels, $1 million days. Now, I've had some $100 days. I've had some $1,000 days, right? So when I'm around some people who are talking BS, I'm instantly thinking that, you know what? I could be doing something that's going to create me $1,000 day, a $5,000 day, a $10,000 day, instead of listening to these guys argue back and forth about who's got the bigger legacy, LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Neither one of those legacies got an impact on my legacy, so I don't care. So, Sean says, who are some of the people that you study? Boyce Watkins is a good study. The things that he's doing with his black business schools. Andre Hatchett is another brother in the real estate. And I'm not talking about famous people. I'm talking about people who are grinding that you can see right here on Facebook. Juan Pablo is building an amazing real estate portfolio. Erica Williams is in the real estate doing her thing with tax liens and all sorts of things in the real estate space. Who else? Corey Beal is a monster in the life insurance industry, probably clearing $30,000-$40,000 per month or something like that. I'm talking about people who are just grinding, right? And then if you wanted to go to people like Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, if you wanted to check out somebody like Miles Monroe, if you wanted to check out somebody like Myron Golden, these are people who are my mentor personally. Brian Bean is worth almost 10 figures. Ivy Stokes is worth 9 figures. His partner, Alvin Curry, is worth 9 figures as well. You partner with us in the Black Wealth Movement and you get access to enough millionaires that you can study up close and personal. Now, you do study millionaires through books, through webinars, through YouTube videos, through interviews and things of that nature. But for $10, you can partner with me in business and I'll give you access to some multi-millionaires that you can study up close and personal, right? So hanging with the wrong people, man. Don't take action. We some of the most creative people on the planet. Some of you guys are know these people or you are this person. You got all of these wonderful ideas and they never took action on none of them. I know so many people like that. All of these wonderful ideas of how to build wealth, how to create businesses, and won't take action because they're used to being led by others and don't want to take the responsibility of stepping out and leading, stepping out front for fear of falling on their face. Because you know, if you're in the front and you fall on your face, everybody can see you. If you're in the crowd and you fall on your face, only the people in that immediate area where you're at can see you. So people don't want to take responsibility, man. Right? The other thing that we got to start doing more is collaborating with like minds, man. We've been taught and trained to compete with one another, and the biggest companies in the world are collaborating. Disney and ABC. Come on, man. The biggest companies in the world are collaborating to make trillions over the lifetime of their companies, but they got us thinking that we should be competing with one another, taking one another out. No, man. Start collaborating a lot more, man. Right? The mastermind principle. If you want to go secular, the mastermind principle, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, right? One person and one person get in a room and they are on the same page They both bring their own individual minds together, but then they create what's called a mastermind. A third mind is created in the room with the joint energy that comes from both of the individual minds. So that's called a mastermind principle, right? For my Christians out there, we like to say it like this: where 2 or 3 agree, there is God in the midst. So Napoleon Hill says that is the mastermind. I say, no, when I collaborate with my brother, I bring God into this thing. And he helps us focus, and he helps us hone in, and he helps us unlock and tap into the creative juices that he put into us. Because if we are like him, made in his image, then we are creators by default, because he is the creator. So I am a creator. That makes sense? And then last but not least, man, we've got to get to the position where we do all of this so that we can train up the babies so that they can boss up final generation, man, next generation. See, we're in a position that our children are imitating us. We're going to school, getting good grades, getting the degrees, getting the jobs, and we're suffering financially. We're going to school, getting the degrees for the hopes of getting the good jobs. But after we've spent 5, 6 years in school, got the degree, now we can't even find a job in the degree field that we paid for. And they made it seem like that getting the degree was going to guarantee that we find a job. So we go get the degree, can't find a job, and then we come back and we find a job on our own that doesn't require the degree. So you went and spent thousands of dollars and 6 years of your time, all life is time, on a degree that didn't even get you a job. And then because of pride, because of the pressure of society, we're going to tell our children to go and do the exact same thing that did not work for us. Does that make any sense to anybody? You guys are quiet, man. Am I stepping on toes? I'm sorry. I don't mean to step on toes. We got to stop the BS, y'all. Why would I send my child down that path? Right? Somebody say, Cortez, you got a kid that's about to graduate college. Yeah. I didn't send him down that path, though. He chose that path for himself. I said, get in business with your paw. But he chose that path. Right? And there's nothing wrong with college. Let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with college when you have the right plan. See, the plan for my kids with college was go make some connections. You will have the opportunity to connect with people from all around the world. Go make some connections. And if you're going to study anything, study something that is specialized. Get some specialized knowledge. Don't go and study something general. Get something that's specialized. And then when you go to study, always go to study things that can become businesses for you, not necessarily things that can only create jobs for you. See, some of those things, that the courses that they teach in college, the only thing that you can do with those courses is get a job. No, if we're going to send our children to school to get educated, to get some knowledge, then send them to get knowledge into something that they're going to later be able to package and present to the marketplace as a business that they're going to be able to come back and serve their community. My son is graduating with a business finance degree. You think that's going to help in my billion-dollar empire? You're going to learn some things about business finance as we put this billion-dollar empire together. That's something that he's going to be able to use to help the family mission. Make sense? So we got to be careful. So we got to make sure that we're training up the babies, y'all. And entrepreneurship has to be at the forefront of that training. They've got to know that it's an option. My sons play ball right now, right? But even in them playing ball, I'm teaching them entrepreneurship. My son got a case, a cell phone case for his phone with his name and a basketball on it. Dad, everybody's asking me about this case, where I get it from. Hey, you can go to Alibaba, get those things customized, and you can turn around, set up a website, and start selling them to your classmates. You see what I'm saying? So even in basketball, my son, I train athletes. They come to the house. I got a scheduling conflict. Son, can you train this kid for me? I'll split the fee with you. Absolutely, Dad. So I'm teaching them business around the things that they are passionate about already. Son, we need some more athletes to train. When you go to your game today, I give you $10 if you pass out 500 flyers. Focus only on athletes. Don't give them to anybody else. If you see an athlete sitting with their parent, then pass them to the parent. Say, hey, you can get your son quicker, stronger, faster if they connect with Solid Foundation Athletic. So I'm teaching them how to discover business opportunities in the things that they are passionate about, because it is your passion that's going to lead to your purpose. And when you're walking in your purpose, there too lies your provision. So it's time for us as a community of people to cut the BS, man. Let's boss up for 2018. Let's become business owners. Let's go into 2018 with the right mentality. There's nothing wrong with your job. This isn't job bashing. I'm saying whatever you're doing right now to put food on the table, continue to do that. Continue to do that. Then find a way to put food on the table in a passive manner where it doesn't take your time to bring that food to the table. See, most of my income is passive in nature, meaning if I stop doing anything in my businesses today, income is still going to come because I build business systems and it doesn't require my everyday input. It doesn't require my physical labor, because I build business systems. So whatever you're doing right now to make money and put food on the table, keep doing that. If that's a job, cool. If that's a job and a part-time job, cool. Look at all of the other things that you're doing that's not putting food on the table, right? So Facebook, I believe you missed it. This is not job bashing. Whatever you're doing right now to put food on the table, keep doing that. If that's a job, then keep doing that. But in addition to the job, you need to start working on something that's going to bring income in without you having to work for it. You need some passive income streams. You need some passive income streams. So if I stop working in my business today, I'm still going to earn about 80% of my income because it's passive in nature. Doesn't require my physical labor to make that money. So how do you get to a place where you're making passive income? You got to cut out some things that you're doing right now that aren't paying you. If you watch 3 hours of TV a day, cut that down to an hour and a half and take that 90 minutes and start doing something that's going to start paying you. If you're in a softball league right now, you're in a kickball league right now, you're in a basketball league of 40 and over, right? Let this be your last season for a year to 18 months and start putting you some passive income streams in. If you're watching NFL Sunday and you're playing fantasy football, doing all of this stuff, cut back on some of that stuff and free up some time to start doing something that's going to put some money in your pocket passively. Start working on a business plan, a business model, business idea. If you don't have one, I have one. It's $10 to start, $35 a month. I will teach you all things about entrepreneurship. I will teach you how to write off your lifestyle. I will teach you how to get a $200 to $600 increase on your job by having a business alone. What that actually means from a tax perspective. I will teach you how to fix your own credit, teach you how to invest. And then all of that teaching, you can package that up and you can turn around and sell it to somebody else, and you can start making some residuals, some passive income. Last thing, man. Last thing. Yeah. Tarantino said, I don't even watch TV. Yep. TV puts me to sleep. So usually I'm ripping and running till about 10. I lay down, and my wife has got me watching something called The Blacklist. It is pretty cool, but I get about 17, 18 minutes in, and I'm knocked out, man. Yeah, that's what that is. So I'm gonna say this last thing. You might have heard me say this on a show Monday, but I was talking to a gentleman about what we do, and I was showing them how this could work and how it could transform their lives and how he can build a 7-figure net worth. And I said, man, don't you wish somebody would have taught you this when you were 19? He said, absolutely, man. I'd be in a whole different place. But he didn't take advantage of the opportunity. And it troubled me, not because I'm used to everybody saying yes to what I'm doing. I'm used to people telling me no. But it troubled me because previously in the conversation, he said he had a 19-year-old son. I want y'all to get this. I showed him a way to build a legacy for his family. He said, man, if somebody had taught me this when I was 19, I'd already be wealthy. He neglected to not take advantage of the opportunity that will teach him how to build wealth, and he's got a 19-year-old son. I'd have taken advantage of the opportunity just so, hey, I don't know what you guys got going on, but since I wish somebody would have taught it to me when I was 19, I'm going to put my son in this thing. Can you be his coach and mentor and teach him all the things that I wish I would have learned when I was 19? And this isn't a guarantee of income or a claim for what we do, but I'm pretty sure that I can take a 19-year-old under my wing and he'd be worth a strong 6 figures, possibly 7 by the time he's 25. I'm almost certain I can do that. Definitely by 30, but I'm pretty sure. Give me 6 years with a coachable kid who really wants to learn what I do and how to build wealth. And 6 years is a long enough time that you can build a 7-figure net worth. So for those of you who want to boss up in 2018, my program is $10 to start per month. I can show you how to put in 3.5, 4 weeks worth of intense effort and build a $2,000 or $3,000 monthly residual income if you like. All you got to do is text BossUp 1000 to 314-874-6887. Again, text BossUp 1000 to 314-874-6887. Over the next 4 weeks, I'm going to help 1,000 families become business owners in the financial education space, teach them what we do, teach them how to write off their lifestyle, teach them how to get a $200 to $600 pay raise, teach them how to fix their own credit, teach them how to get out of debt, teach them how to start investing. And we're going to create 1,000 independently wealthy people that we're going to be able to come together and practice real group economics. If you want to be a part of that, text BossUp 1000 to 314-874-6887. And I offer a 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like where I'm taking you financially in the first 30 days, you cancel, I'll PayPal you your $10 back. Any more fair than that. So I'm Ace Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Till I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve it. Each and every one of you. Peace out.